Hello and welcome back to Big Fun Arts, everyone. This is Abigail and we are ready to begin again working with shapes in fireworks, vector shapes. In the last exercise, I showed you how to use the rectangle, ellipse, and polygon, but I did not really go over the settings for the star tool. So I'm going to do that now, and right after we do that, we are going to look at the transform tools, which I promised you was the main thrust of this lesson. So to begin with, I have star selected, and I can give a number of sides to my star. I can change that to 5 or to 7, but I'm going to go ahead and change it back to 6 and make sure I have the color I want chosen. Yes, this orange will be fine. And I'm going to begin by creating a 6-pointed star, and this star, if you noticed, had an angle of 73, and that actually is talking about the angle of the points of the star. So now that I've created this star, I can't change the angle, but to create a new star is what I'll do now, and I'll change the angle of this one. First I'll change its color. Something to notice is that this star is deselected, therefore when I choose a new color for my next star, this one will not be affected. And I'll change this angle to a middle number. 50 is great, and you'll notice that my star becomes a little bit more pointy. Not your straight on natural star. I'm going to delete this one and do it again. Just hit the delete key to get rid of that, and I'm going to decrease this angle. I'm going to increase this angle to 60. Let's see what we get now. Double click in this field and type 60. Oops. 60. That's what I mean. And when I drag out, that's a little bit more of your normal shaped star. Using the selection tool, I'll click away first, then change my color, and I'll create a third star, and this will be the pointiest of the stars. As I decrease this angle number, you can see my star gets very pointy and has that kind of Christmassy star look, or that magical star look. Alright, now that we've taken a look at the stars and how to create them, let's talk about the transform tools. So the first 3 tools are the scale, skew, and distort. I'm going to save the special tool, the 9-slice scaling tool, for the next lesson and just focus on these 3 first because this one's a little bit different. So with the scale tool selected, I can click and drag on the corner to resize my object larger or smaller, and because these are vectors, they never lose quality. They're mathematical equations, and although their pixels are being rendered on the screen, they are not pixel-based objects. So they are resolution independent and will stay nice and sharp. Now you notice I can rotate as well as scale by dragging the handles and the bullets of this shape while it is under the influence of the scale tool. All of these 3 tools, including the distort and the skew, do have the ability to rotate your object. So I'm switching now to the skew tool, and now you notice with the skew tool I can shear or kind of push my shape in a wind that doesn't exist. And I can also stretch and mush, but all of this is called shearing. Also, I can rotate my shape if I come over to the corner handle, and I'll rotate this one over. If you move in the center object, the center of the object, you can actually move that object to a new location. So I'm going to switch to the regular select tool, pointer tool, select the last blue star here and choose the distort tool, and the distort tool really does distort. You're not just limited to shearing or scaling, but you've got a lot more directions and a lot less limitation into how you move the shape around, and I can give it almost a flat look. And just notice here one more time, there's the rotate tool. When I hover around the corner, you won't find it so much unless you get away from the edge. So there it is. That's the way to find it. On the bullet and then away from it is the scale tool. Is the rotate tool. So those are those 3 main tools, the transform tools of scale, skew, and distort. Also, I should point out that if I have more than one object selected, I'm going to click with the pointer tool and then hold the shift key down and keep holding it down and click this third shape. These are not a group, but I can scale, skew, or distort them all at the same time while they're all selected like this, which can be really helpful. and good to know I can also rotate them all at the same time. And yes, whatever of these 3 tools that I choose, I can still, as long as they're all still selected, mush them and smush them all together and rotate them all together. So that is a bit on working with the first of the 3 distort tools. In the next lesson, I'm going to talk about the special tool, the 9-slice scaling tool, and then in the lesson after that, as I've been saying, we're going to move more deeply into working with the auto shapes and see what they're about. All right, much more to do. Look forward to seeing you in the next lesson, and for the meantime, have big fun. Bye for now.